everybody. Welcome back to the Urban Hermit Podcast. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
What's been going on? We're in the post-Halloween slump here, so it's kind of that weird, not Thanksgiving yet. Are you feeling Christmas?
No. You?
No.
That seemed like a definite, like a Scroogey no.
Yeah, you were very quick to be like, so you're not feeling any spirit of anything, huh?
So, I'm super excited for Christmas because I have a kid now, but I don't think this year will be like that big for him. Like his reactions, we'll just get to have fun and put him in places.
Well, it's like the Nate Bargatze bit where he's like, oh, like, why are you going to get your kid like this for Christmas, or take him to Disney? Where it's like, we can shove him in a closet under the stairs. Like,
yeah, you got to do stuff.
Did you remember yesterday? No, okay. Then.
No, but I will say this though, it did annoy me a lot when I worked for that high-end bakery when people were paying like $300 for a themed first birthday cake, and I'm like, this isn't for you. This is for you to show off to the other moms, but you're blowing.
They're buying like a $15 like chocolate croissant.
Yeah, like
for like they're like
it's a newborn. He doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't care about
18-month-year-old.
Yeah,
No.
I know it's kind of made me
So
mad.
I don't think this year will be like the super exciting. Next year, this is like kind of dry run. I think next year, maybe even next year won't be super exciting. It'll only be like one.
I'm gonna shoot you straight though. I think these are gonna be the years you're really gonna like because.
I won't see disappointment in his eyes.
For the next like
you ruined my Christmas
for the next like
fuck
5
off.
to 6 years, the gifts will be fairly inexpensive and he'll be jazzed about all of them no matter what. When it starts getting to I want a game
PS5, dude.
when you get into electronics, you're gonna need the money and he's gonna hate you when you don't get the right one. So like ugh.
Well, Jeremy's got a PS5.
Yeah, live it up all you can. I'd say these are gonna be the best years of your life, Jordan.
We're in it. We're in the wheelhouse. Maybe is this when I can smoke weed? Am I done worrying about stuff, or is that over with?
I don't know about your state's legality, but here it's easy peasy.
Oh, it's not. That's a bummer, right?
Yeah.
You're
Jesus, I'm 500 miles away from you guys, and
Crimson Wave over there.
yeah, Jesus, no kidding. That's another funny thing. So we just went through the midterm elections, right? So I voted or whatever. No, we're not going to get into politics. Just the political ads here in comparison to Chicago. It's like, it's so over the top. They just say buzzwords. Like the candidates will be like, he doesn't even think that abduction is bad and you can get an abortion till you're 22. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Why are we even? But I think it works. I think that
he never
dumb
said
shit.
that. They can say that.
Anyway,
I'm glad
you're not
that
down that rabbit hole.
Midterm bullshit is done.
Could I make a political ad that was just be like, I heard that my opponent like killed a man? Like,
Yeah, I
could I just
no,
say
I heard.
Yeah, could I just,
That's not bad, Cameron. That's not bad.
because
No, I think legally you don't have to say true things.
I heard that
Which is
Jordan
weird.
was responsible for genocide.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah,
I
that
heard.
shit works.
Huh. We should get into politics.
That's what Cameron was the class president of 19.
Mark, the only thing I was like,
Were you class president?
no, but I was voted for to make the.
don't know.
I was voted to make the dare speech for our class about staying away from drugs. I got voted for that.
That worked.
Really?
Yeah.
That worked.
How'd that go?
Long story short, one of my friends voted me to do the speech because he knew I forgot the homework and didn't write one. So I just had to wing one on the spot. Yeah, Ben did that because he knew I didn't do my homework, and he got everyone to vote for me, and it pissed off all these people that tried really hard. And then I went up and just was like, "Drugs is bad," and just like winged a speech.
Nice.
I feel like I hit the points. Drugs are bad. Don't do them. Stay in school.
Did you guys get voted for? This is gonna be a dumb topic. You get voted for anything in your class? Like graduating class voted this?
Jordan, I graduated early. They forgot I was there.
What do you call those?
I don't know.
Yearbook things.
Yeah. What? No, attributes. What do you call those?
I don't know.
Accolades?
Hit us.
Funniest.
No, accolades is earned. I think that's what you need to do.
Your
Like best dressed. Is that what
your
you're talking
yearbook
best dressed,
accomplishments.
best whatever. Sure, whatever it is. Voted best of the year, whatever. Did you get voted any
No.
of those?
Jordan, honest to God, because
I
I
did.
graduated early, I was.
Well, Mark, what do you got? What do you got, Mark? Again, this is for any listeners. We went to small school, so it's easy to get voted.
Yeah, no,
but
I didn't. No, I didn't. I forgot we got small listenership. No, I
You
didn't.
didn't get voted?
oh,
No.
Not joking, Jordan. Because I graduated early, my senior year, I'm pretty sure the only picture I have in the yearbook is my senior picture. I just wasn't there.
Cameron is like Vern from the end of Sandlot. He got real into the 60s and just nobody heard
No one
of him
saw me again. I showed up at parties and people were like, "Hey, how's life? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Good. I sleep in till late afternoon, then I work my job."
You're talking to the class of 2005's best sense of humor for guys.
Oh yeah, that's what you got.
That's what I got.
I got who? Who's that now?
Who's that?
He's in our grade. How many people do you think you like? Do you think it's more or less than 10 people from your grade that you would forget their name if you saw them right now?
Oh, maybe more, but it's tough.
5 years out, I remembered everybody.
Oh yeah.
Now I remember no one.
Like the big one, it's going to be
25%.
like just the fringe people that you like. I don't want to say the skanks exactly, but it's going to be just some of those random people you never really saw outside of school.
Well, once people change names and like get
Oh,
married,
well,
that's just that's
true.
That's a crapshoot.
It's tough.
I got a new job.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I answered I'm not excited about Christmas, because when you ask me right now, I'm not excited about anything except my kid and Megan. I'm really enjoying my time with them.
What are you most excited about your kid? Are you like buying like little toys, buying little outfits? What are you doing?
For Christmas?
You, like,
No,
punking them on the
Jordan
nose?
just-
no, just like what?
No,
what's the-
just pictures.
He's just
I don't
pictures?
know. Jordan's
Yeah,
most
you know,
excited
just
to,
the memories that we capture.
So it's
in
like a
pictures.
little cat. It's like a little dog. You're like, oh, look what he did. He spit up on his little jersey. Like,
Yeah, but unlike a dog, it's like I'm going to show him this picture and I'll be like, oh, I used to be that, now I'm this. Whereas a cat, it'll just be like, I'm
that's
still cat.
frightening to me. Is where that like that's a person.
see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's still a person now. It's just...
No, I understand that. I'm just saying he could grow up to be
Hitler.
Ed Gein.
I think this year will be like whatever Christmas, because it will be so low key for him. But like next year will be maybe mine and Megan's first. Oh, it's our night before, we get to start the lies and do all that stuff.
That'll be a little more
and
fun.
part of the process.
Do you think Avery's had a core memory yet? Like where it's like,
No way. What? No.
I'm
I
just
hope
asking.
not. I sure hope not, because that means like one of us did something bad.
a lot of
Like,
arguing.
if you can
If
remember
something's
something
getting burned in now, it's not good.
Yeah, like I hope we're just a blank slate for the next, I don't know, 2 years. Whenever we can, be on the radar. I don't. think
What's your earliest memory you have, Jordan?
Jesus, I don't know. I definitely have.
One of mine is actually getting my first dog. I think Nikki.
Oh,
Cameron.
yeah. Well, that was your dog. Yeah,
Was that my
that
dog?
was your dog's name. Oh, I thought there was more.
I mean,
thought
I
there was
have-
more too.
No, there
I have
was.
pretty-
It's
I have
just-
pretty
that's
early
mine.
memories.
Cameron, do you have one, or you're just
I
like,
have. Okay, I have a few.
brain fried until
I can tell you one. I can tell
you.
you one of my earliest memories, because I think Cameron wasn't born yet.
Sounds
I
like
was-
Cameron didn't have.
I
one.
was walking. I was walking from my mom's studio in town that used to be the old dealership to the convenience store, and I just remember wearing what I thought was a pretty cool outfit. I had like a Henley like Western shirt on and cowboy boots. I'm like, this is it.
Jordan
and it
didn't
was
have
before
a
you were
memory
born.
until he was 8 years old.
The first memory I have, I was
I don't
young
know.
enough to be in a stroller, and we were going through Westdale Mall. I think it had to have been. I mean, I don't really know
yes,
about that, but
Westdale.
like, I used to sleep with my ass in the air, and I would like just put my head in like the corner of the stroller, so block out all the sun. I've always been that way. But I have a very strong memory of us like entering the mall and hearing women laughing at me because like, oh, look, he's so cute because it's just my ass up in the air. But I remember not being
His
happy
little
about it and just being like, oh, they're making fun of me.
I thought that was like your origin story. It's like, I'll live for affirmation my whole life.
And then I was born in
I
the
get
dark,
that in
Jordan.
like a bed, but like a stroller like that. I mean, that's
I don't know.
Gotta
You
be.
can ask. That's how I used to do it. But I do have a memory of that. And this had to be around.
You know what I like to see in the wild? When families have like a couple kids, and there's they got a stroller, they're holding the kid that's intended for the stroller, and then the one aged up that's like limbs are falling out of everything. They're like, I can't walk anymore. I love seeing a dangly kid just stealing stroller time.
They're hanging on to the stroller. Yeah, it's like a 10-year-old.
Yeah, like you're gonna break that, man. This is
At that
weight
point,
based.
it's just a dolly.
Yeah,
It's
true.
not a stroller. It's just a dolly.
Oh, sneaky this though. I don't think we'll do it, Avery. But if anybody out there listening has their kid, get a little dolly and take your toddler or someone younger than 7 Next Halloween, have him be Hannibal Lecter. I looked it up. It's the fucking funniest thing in the world. Everybody should be doing that with their kids as long as they can stay.
You know what, Jordan? Just back to the Christmas thing. I will say this, just for a missed gift on me, get him one of those little electric cars for the yard. You know, those like little Jeeps.
Well, we're not going to do it now.
No, you're like 3-4 years out.
I think the biggest difference is, one, everybody has those now. I think they're not $7,000 like they were when we were kids. I think they're like
well, that's
$200.
it seems like Cameron, you missed out on that.
I got one, but it ended up being
Cameron had a pedal one.
Pedal, not electric, so I had to use my own.
I'll try to put it in terms everybody can understand. Remember when we were kids and a toy lightsaber was the most expensive thing?
So like,
of course, no, you didn't.
You guys that you even had a pedal.
Oh, you wish. No, we didn't have one. Oh, a pedal one? No, Cameron had a pedal one. I didn't. Tell you what, though, joke's on him. Really hit your shins if you got off track.
Well, the biggest problem is we grew up out the country. We had nothing but gravel, so I could only use it in the country and on our driveway. So like I couldn't go anywhere.
Now they've got like Rolls Royces, like all kinds of cars.
Now.
I feel like they're like $200. We'll hopefully.
What was cool about your guys' house is there was a big hill.
Decent hill.
It was a good sledding hill.
There was a good, but the problem, at least at the steepest part of the hill, was at the very bottom. There was what I believe to be barbed wire.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So
you got some barbed wire.
Well, now at least know how to hockey stop on a snowboard.
Well, now Mark, you're more thinking of the ditch on the side of the house. The back of the the back of the house.
Oh, the ditch on the side of the house.
Yeah. The black diamond.
Yeah, but the back of the house had a nice, easy slope that flattened out before the fence.
That's the bunny.
Okay,
hill.
see,
that's the bunny hill.
This comes out because the one and only time I've snowboarded in my life was with Mark down that ditch on the side of our house. But it, again, ends in a barbed wire fence. So learning to snowboard it helped me learn to stop until I hit the barbed wire fence and fucked up my legs, if you remember.
Either stop or don't.
The ditch is steep, but it's not long.
No.
It's like just straight down.
It's
like
down,
you got to stop.
Straight to the fence.
You got to stop as soon as you start.
So long story short, eventually I didn't stop and I just went under the fence and it just like slashed up me as I like slid by. It sucked. I went inside and I was just covered in blood and I was like, "Hey Mom, do we have any Band-Aids?" And she's like, "Oh my God."
You know those thick like 90s
oh yeah,
like snow pants? Thick as could be.
Mm-hmm. Cut through.
Still Cameron had a gash.
Well, because it shoved going under the fence, shoved the pant up. It's not like it like tore through.
Oh no! Okay.
No,
it didn't shove through the 90s.
Nah, just shoved the pant up is what it did until I got wedged and stopped.
I'm sneakily a little happy that this year I don't have to make a snowman yet. Like, I don't want to go out in the cold.
You might. That's a core memory. You might.
Yeah, but you're not making a core memory.
Yeah, you're not doing it. You're not doing it this year. But I mean,
did you do a jack-o'-lantern?
We did for the pictures. I actually think they turned out pretty well. First time I'd done a jack-o'-lantern as an adult.
I've done a few. I've done a lot, actually.
We did stencils. It was pretty nice.
I'm big into holiday celebrating if they have a gimmick.
Oh, stencil, you little wiener.
Mm-hmm. They look better. Also, you know what killed? And this is all Megan. This isn't me, obviously. Not real candles. You just put in fake flames, reuse them for next year.
I did that this year. Yeah.
So much better.
I've done it before as well.
It's like things I've never thought of, but I'm like, oh, this is way better.
What do you feel about? Did you
I got
have
a little
white
pro
pumpkin
trip from somebody told me this
in the carving?
Not the carving. We had a decorative white pumpkin, and I also think that I went to a pumpkin patch to get the bullshit pictures. Mm-hmm. We were in and out in 10 minutes, right? We went before I started this new job. You know those gross pumpkins that have like a bunch of bumps?
Yeah.
You should have to go to like.
You're talking about a gourd.
So okay, is that specifically what makes it gourd?
I think he's also just saying whenever the pumpkins just get lots of bumps and gross shit on them. You know what I mean? You know.
I think you're talking about a gourd.
Aren't they all forms of gourds?
I think that should be in a
more gourdy than the usual.
I think that should be fenced off, and it shouldn't be around the other pumpkins that everybody can see with their eyes. You should intentionally have to go see them. I don't think that's fair to everybody. They're gross, and I fucking hate them.
Oh, what do you guys feel about those pumpkins that you like grow in a frame so it's like shaped like a Frankenstein face or something? Never get one of those?
Never heard about this in my life.
Oh yeah, they cost more, but like essentially when you grow your pumpkin, you put it just in a plastic mold so that it grows to the shape of that, and you can get like screaming faces and like Frankensteins.
I just want God-grown pumpkins.
I don't want. You're not doing that, are you? That's like professional.
Well, we don't do you like a pumpkin patch would like
you didn't.
No,
do
God,
that,
no,
did you?
No, but like a pumpkin patch would have some. You know, like we have 50 Frankenstein pumpkins this year, kind of thing.
And like they give them names, like they call them Gus.
Or I'm sure. No, they just cost a shit ton of money because they're like, I spent 3 months getting this guy to be in this shape. What do you
the
do?
first time handing out candy this year. Do you guys
question? Apart from that Simpsons episode where they use like I think radioactive material, how do you get those pumpkins in those giant pumpkin contests to be like the size of houses? What are they doing to them?
I don't know.
I imagine it's sort
Nothing
of
good.
like those performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah,
like,
but for vegetables, could I eat it or will it like remove my scalp?
Did you guys see this news story a couple months?
Jordan, what did you just do there? Don't do that.
I don't even know. It's just
Twiddle fingers. Well, his hands.
I twiddled my
his
finger.
hands disappearing
Did you
into
see-
fake
did-
blue
did-
screen is what's happening.
I saw this story. I feel like made national news. Did you see? People were like at a fishing contest and they stuffed their fish with. Oh,
Wait, what?
Is this way too old news?
No. It might be, but this is crazy.
Hey, news to me.
Jordan.
Okay,
What
so
happened?
it was like a team fishing contest, like out on a river, pond, or whatever, like competitive fishing. Like how many fish can you get an hour? But you're gonna weigh them, and your overall weight indicates like how you win. And the team that won, and they got like $20,000 for winning. Another competitor's like, "Hey, fucking cut those fish open, full of rocks, cheating." They just caught red-handed cheating.
They're full of lead weights. Yeah,
lead weights.
So they've been doing. Yeah, I have a little bit of background on this. They
In
have
cheating?
They've been doing this for like 2-3 years, and winning like
real money, like a
tens
lot of
of
money.
thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, because they've been like putting weights in these fish.
Should we look into low payout contests with like not that much judging and like just see how many things we can cheat our way to the top in? Local contest?
Yeah, maybe.
So again, I don't know
Jordan,
anything about competitive fishing, but why wouldn't you just always cut open the fish?
Yeah, and check.
Second place was like
They cheated too?
All their fish. No. Second place, all their fish weighed like 17 pounds,
Yeah.
and then like the winner's fish, when they put the weights in, was like. It was like 113. They're like, oh, we did not calculate that correct. Like they could have put one weight in and like maybe one, but they put like 100 pounds of weight.
I mean, I actually respect them.
Cameron, I'll send you the
Like
video.
clearly
It's
just
crazy.
like the shape of a brick in the thing.
Yeah, it's exactly.
So stupid. But it's even more stupid that like they were allowed to win so many times when they probably were blatantly cheating.
Trying to think of something easy we can cheat in, but like that's a pretty good trick. I don't know.
Well, I do feel like I've seen enough, and it's probably harder in this digital age, but I feel like I've seen YouTube clips of about 20 people not running a marathon, but putting on a tag and winning a marathon.
Yeah, but that's pretty
like cut around the
I
block
feel like
or
that's
something?
more of just a funny prank more than trying to actually cheat a win though.
I'd
'cause-
love to. Or like, what about I've always wanted to like put an extra weight inside of a bobsled.
Well, did we find out on
Maybe.
Verified that you can do some weighting, you just can't overweight your bobsled? So you can do it. You can totally do it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Did we find
Yeah,
that?
one of the facts was like
Go back and listen to our
cool runnings.
Cool
one
Runnings
of the
episode,
facts
I
was
guess?
like you do weight a bobsled and put weights in it. It's just like you have to have it a certain weight.
Well, that's like bowling too. Like you could like there's weights in bowling balls, but they're like different shapes and like that make the ball spin.
I was an idiot when I was younger, and I was like, I need the heaviest ball to prove how good I am at bowling. And I was bad, but like I just,
I was the lightest ball, and it got stuck to my thumb and went.
oof, you don't want that though. I was
Yeah.
always scared
You
that
need
would
that happy
happen.
medium. You know what the biggest factor for me is? Grip length. Like if your thumbs way the fuck out here. And
That's
your
true.
I got small fingers.
That's true.
I just have.
I mean,
small
I have
fingers.
big hands, but even sometimes I was like, who has the claw on this that's just like barely like the tips of all my fingers gripping it?
You know, one of the things I regret, we should have done a bowling league or something in Chicago, just something recreational.
I'm still
and
bringing it up
easy
all
that
the
you can
time
drink.
just for here. I would like to still. I mean, I'm really bad
I'm
at
actually about
bowling.
to start a bowling league.
Okay.
At Avondale.
I'm sure I got someone next to me.
That'd be great.
Oh, there's like a golf course like
I'm not going to make
within
it,
a
but if
mile
you're
of-
in a real pinch and you give me a day's notice.
Lightning Lanes.
Yeah, I go back to Lightning Lanes.
Where do
next
I
time.
live in Cedar Rapids?
Oh,
I've never bowled in
There's
Cedar
got to
Rapids,
be
I
a
don't know.
couple in CR we can go to, but I'd prefer going back
I'll go
to
back to Lightning Lanes just for the
Fries?
The
Cheese
fries.
balls,
in-
the
fish and
fries are
chips.
Inside
top-notch.
Baseball, Urban Herman content. We grew up in the same small town. It was called Lightning Lanes. That was our bowling alley, and they had ridiculously good fries. Like everybody.
To go a little farther, Cameron and me grew up in the same small room for a portion
That's
of our
very
lives.
true. But for some reason, our bowling alley just had really, really good fries.
It was somehow how the canola oil and the cigarette smoke mixed together.
It was something about not changing the fryer oil for like 40
disclosure.
years. Just did it for him.
It does come at a price. If you took a step in that bowling alley for a second, you're coming out smelling like you were born in.
That's true. That is
like
true.
it was a pungent, but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, where's your locker? Oh, it's AB. That's just it. Yeah, I live there.
Strikers Lounge.
I bowled at 230. What up?
I would say out of places we grew up in our small town where it has the towniest feel, that was one of the more welcoming.
True.
There's definitely the people at their bar, and you're like, I don't want any trouble. I'm just here to get my fries. But like, they have something for the community over there, and you can't be that mad. It's like you drank at the bowling
you chose
alley.
to came
That's
here,
on you.
man.
Yeah, like so you're gonna run into non-drinkers.
You could go to what's the one downtown right there?
Strokers?
Used to be called
Beavers?
Beavers?
Beavers.
Inside
Go
baseball
there, but
again,
like,
Manchester, Iowa. Beavers no longer there.
Yeah, if you went to Lightning Lanes though, it's like people would look at you if you're gonna order a beer beyond the bowling alley.
Yeah. You can sit at your bowling vestibule and drink, but if you want to sit up here with us, you're
here for PE? Fine.
that's fine. That's fine. We'll allow that.
In fun news, Chris just got like a bar like dartboard, like a full wooden one. So I'm gonna try to get good at that this year.
Solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put a cork board behind it just so we don't ruin all the darts immediately on like the cement foundation of my basement. But
Like the heavy ones?
yeah, he has like a wooden, just like bar, like dartboard that's brand new that we're gonna put up in a little bit.
I really only know
wooden.
Like
cricket.
you know how like they come in the case and they open up and it's like the big wooden cabinet and then inside's the big.
It's got the doors.
Yeah, it has like
is what he's
doors
saying,
and
you know
shit
what I
and the
mean?
whole. It has the whole framing.
It's more like a hutch.
Yeah.
It's a hutch.
Yeah,
for
it could be a cuckoo clock, but you open it up and it's a dartboard.
We met up at the what would it used to be called?
Lucky's.
By
Yeah,
you guys?
you got real into darts.
Got
for
into
a while.
cricket for a bit. Well, it was the closest place you'd meet me. You're like, I can be outside of my apartment to
That's
here.
true. That's somewhat true.
Like it was a block from you.
Hey,
and
but they also had
it was on my
shuffleboard
way
and
home
darts.
from
There
work.
were things to do.
Still into darts. I love playing like 301, 501. Like, love it.
It's cricket. Cricket's the one I think I play the most, right?
I like playing just the one that you just knock down the points.
Oh yeah, then that's the one. I like the one you like. You just
Cricket's great too because you do the X out, X out.
Oh, sorry, no, I do play cricket.
I
then.
forget
Yeah,
what
that's
all
the
of them
one you
are,
play
and I'm
both.
gonna have to learn again now that this is here. I don't remember. I don't remember the difference.
I assume you will.
Do you want to really suck though, Mark? I love you, but your magnet dartboard it was essentially like throwing a pebble, and it was just a completely different feel. And sometimes I would go from playing on that to an actual bar, and I'd look like an asshole because I'd be throwing rocks up there.
Yeah, no, everything's a different feel. Right, the plastic ones, the shitty like plastic.
Plastic's the worst.
The
I hate
magnet
it.
ones that you're talking about. Yeah, You're right. You're correct.
Totally threw up on game.
Rank your bar games, and I'm not talking about drinking bar games. I'm talking about
Shuffleboard,
recreational.
pool. Okay,
I'll say
Yeah.
top one for
Jordan,
cool.
Jordan, you go first.
Top one for cool is pool, in my opinion.
I'm gonna go shuffleboard first because it's kind of like it's a delicacy. It's like yours,
Okay.
And Cameron,
people
did you
covet
say
it.
pool?
As far as like the cool bar sports go, I have to say pool's kind of up there for me, I think.
And I'm a darts, so maybe we just rounded the horn there.
I think I like darts second, maybe even first. It just depends. Pool, I'm not good at it. The only way I like pool is if it's a dive bar and
No one's
nobody's
there. Yeah.
nobody's there and you're fine and you're not getting bumped into.
I will
and all
say
that.
this though, I am actually bad at every single bar sport. I'm not really good at any of them.
I have PTSD about shuffleboard at a bar because my 21st birthday at Nick's Beer
Oh,
Garden,
is that what got you kicked out?
Yeah, I gave.
What got you kicked out was being overly drunk and walking outside for a cigarette. Then they're like, "You're done."
I was gonna tell the story,
Sorry.
Cameron, but that's
hey.
fun. No, there we go.
Edit
There
it.
we go.
Let Mark tell it from his point of view, and then I'll tell
All
it from
good.
my point of view.
It's been told.
Sorry.
So here's what I remember. I was there. Megan was there. This is a distinct memory for us. You probably don't remember this because you were about to get kicked out of a bar. We're talking to Mark and
Wait,
he didn't-
hold on. Am I
This is fun.
ganged up
This-
on here?
No, this is funny. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You didn't even seem that. You didn't seem that drunk. I'm like, how did he get kicked out? He didn't seem that drunk, so I don't know what happened. But right before I last saw you, you really complimented Megan on her jump shot for jumping to her full capability before she released. And we remember that because who compliments?
I will say this though.
No one kicks their legs out like that. No one.
Funny enough, though, I do have a memory.
Had a very Dean Oliver jump shot.
I do have a memory in middle school of Mark and I going to see the high school girls basketball team, and you were dating, and we remember commenting like, "Wow."
Was I dating Megan when you were in middle school?
And I remember we were both commenting like, "Wow, Megan Klein does have quite the vertical on her jump shot." So it was something we talked about at the time back in the day. So it wasn't like just a weird thing that stuck with Mark.
She's a very short. She's a very short lady.
A lot. I mean,
she's a very short lady, but she could jump high.
Does she have a higher vertical than you? Maybe.
Fuck yeah, I got like no vertical. I never really could jump that high.
It wasn't the vertical, boys. It was the leg kick out extended.
It was almost like an in-place fadeaway.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't know. Interestingly, I think
I'm what you call a set shooter, less than a jump shooter. You know. Don't get too much. Don't get. That
I'm
high.
more of a laser shooter. I will just zing it right at rim level, and it won't go in.
Yeah, you got no arch
not
on
a
your shot. It's
there's no wrist. I've realized I'm not like flicking it. I'm just like shoving it with my arm, which is why sometimes.
It's a Joakim Noah.
Yeah, and bad. I'm bad at basketball. I'm kind of tall, mostly bad.
Too far. Yeah.
Again, with feel though, I can get good at an indoor basketball hoop on like a little kid rim. I can get good at. Because
there's always ceiling restrictions on an indoor kids basketball
because
hoop.
for some reason with that I'll flick my wrist and actually like shoot it right, and I'm not just like using a full arm extension. So if I think I just
When's the last time you guys played beer pong?
Years. It's been years.
God, yeah.
Years.
Do kids still play beer pong, or has it got replaced by something else?
I did see a game of beer pong happening like 3 months ago, but I was just like, I'm not ready for this. I can't do it because everyone was doing really good.
Beer die.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
I also saw something for a while.
College
kids were making like elaborate pinball machines out of like leftover beer boxes and stuff.
What?
They're playing this game called Whippets. Get some real fucked up. I don't know.
Never done a whippet in my life. One I did.
Thank God.
Good. I have all my brain cells. But
yeah, right. You don't have a crater out of your brain.
I don't know if you have all of them, but
touche.
You got more than whippets, people.
You'll be able to get out of the sand. In that
I was just listening to Steve-O on a podcast though, and I was thinking about it. Like, I really haven't had that many hits to the head. Like, how much? Like, I haven't really. I mean, I smoke weed, but it's not like I'm doing.
Do you remember?
I don't think I've had a concussion.
A hard hit.
I don't think I've had a concussion.
Funny enough, the only time I remember kind of my head hurting and ringing a bit was during practice when we were doing tackling drills, and I was tackling just a bag to the ground, but it was just shitty and old, so it was like just rocking my head into the ground kind of a bunch, so I did it to myself.
Cameron, what about shot 21, here's to boobies?
Oh, I don't remember. But yeah, I did. Well, I don't remember, but I smacked my face a bunch tripping and falling on a sink when I got real drunk as a kid, but just as far as embarrassing stories?
So I played football growing up, but
that's
the hardest I got hit in the head was people celebratory
hitting you in the head in football with helmets.
No, slapping you on the head, like we fucking did.
Those hurts. Those rings so much.
I hated that. I hate that so much.
Think about the coaches that do the bare forehead, just like, oh, feel it, get in there. Oh.
Football guy. Yeah.
Damn, why are they doing that? That's dumb.
There's like one a year where you see like a college football coach just like gashing their eyebrow open,
and then they have to do the I'm fine, my face isn't bleeding.
And then they lose. Yeah, they're like down by 14. It's like fun.
What's the hardest hit you've taken? That have you been knocked out ever? No. I've never been knocked out. Not that I'm like fighting and it's like a thing. I've never been punched. Really,
I don't think I've had a concussion. I mean, I may have had like head trauma.
I've only been like
but I've never not remembered something.
I've only had my bell rung enough to be like a little dizzy for a second, but like never.
Jesse told me he had a concussion where he didn't remember the next day.
That's pretty bad.
The whole next day? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It might have been at
like the rest of the game, and then the next day is like, I don't know what happened.
Oh, yeah. Mark did. At the beach, we had a camping spot in Iowa that we called the beach that was just kind of a sandbar off a little river that was just secluded out in the woods. But someone like tackled Mark when he was in a lawn chair.
Actually, like, no, you're stupid.
Yeah, it was one of those just dumb things. It was supposed to be like a funny tackle. But Mark got tackled right into a tree stump, and it had like a pointy like nub. Like it was a perfect Final Destination, like Mark's head got impaled moment. But we were underage, and we were a little too drunk, so we were like, should we take Mark to the hospital? And everyone was like, no, we'll get in trouble. And everyone,
I'm like, please.
I think that's how kids die.
It was like a 50-50.
I showered that next morning, and there was sand and blood coming out of my head.
Yeah. For the record, I was team like, hey, we should get someone to look at Mark's head.
2 + 2 is 5, though, right? It's fine.
Mark, I barely pass math. You asked me something about.
Did you have the algebra teachers edition?
I'm not sure if I want to say that on air, but yes, I did.
Well, it's like
no, we've talked about it many times.
Degree
I
back
think you're limited.
Wouldn't that be kind of crazy if they did? If like next Urban Herm was like, so they took my GED. Yeah, they were pretty serious about it.
Not even the whole GED, just like you have to go back and do algebra. Not even the whole thing.
They showed up. They ripped my diploma in front of me like it was Hagrid's fucking wand.
At this point, I would most certainly be like, I guess I just don't have a GED. I'm not taking algebra. I can't take it. I would cheat again.
I mean, if I started with algebra 1, I could definitely at least get through it again. It's just, I have the hardest. Anytime we start talking math numbers, I just go, beep, and my brain stops listening, and I start daydreaming like I'm Homer or Peter Griffin. Hey, you get it.
If I was to, this is not which show I like better, but if I was to pick one of the two's daydreams, I'm doing Peter Griffin's. Better cutaways. A lot more.
They are better cutaways, but they were based on the Simpson cutaways. Let's be real.
Of course, yeah. But Homer's pretty much just dreaming of donuts or beer.
The land of chocolate.
In general. Yeah.
And then there's something with toilets too, where there's like a land of toilets at one episode when he has to pee, I think. I'm just going on a Simpsons tangent.
Is that Rick and Morty? I'll tell you the one Simpsons quote I use that doesn't really ever have context, but it's where they build a pool and they're like, there, finished. And it's a reference to The Witness, that Harrison Ford movie where he has to hide with the Amish. So some Amish guy comes and goes, it's a fine barn, but it is no pool, English. And I just fucking love that quote. And it comes up more than it should.
You are kind of the king of that.
I'm sure I explained that.
Why do I want to watch that Harrison Ford movie then?
The Witness, it's a fun movie.
If you're talking about movies you missed, that one's probably like 30 years old. And
Harrison Ford goes undercover because someone's in the witness protection because the Amish saw a murder.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen Battle Royale 2000 movie?
Nope. Just give me the plot because I think I have.
I think they have explosive collars around their neck. It's essentially Hunger Games meets Squid Games, but it's like 2000s Japanese.
Yeah, because I think I did watch that because people were kind of saying it was like.
I think.
Yeah. I think I did see that. It's been a while though.
I kind of want to watch that tonight because it sounds awesome. It really does.
January 1st, 2000. 42 ninth graders are sent to a deserted island. They are given a map, food, and various. Oh, so really.
But so
Hunger Games just fucking copied this.
Only one person can come out alive. If two people are survive, everyone explodes. Only one person can survive.
I know we've gone down this rabbit hole before.
Sit down and wait for
put
death.
Yourself in that scenario. Just wait for death, right? One. Like, why stress? Yeah. And I think that's an analogy for life. It's
Wait,
like,
what are you
why
doing?
stress?
You're sitting under a cork,
waiting for death to come.
Yeah, tree?
I'm not going to be running around in my final.
What do you? Someone's going to cut you in half. Like, it's not going to be a peaceful death.
It's not.
Try to have sex with someone if you can, consensual sex, and then just die.
And just blow up. Yeah, cool.
I see what you're doing. You're playing like the. I see what you're doing.
Mark, I don't think you know what we're talking about.
Am I that transparent? Just
he doesn't know what
giving up and dying? I have no idea. I wouldn't make it.
We were talking about hoarding earlier, and if there's one thing I do hoard, it's kind of my old game systems and games. I still have like a PS1. It doesn't work, but I have all the games for it. PS2, 3, GameCube. And they're just sitting in a box behind me. But now that I've dragged them to like 3 different apartments in this house, I think I'm done. I never play them anymore.
Well, it's like how many
Well, you're not going to move anytime soon.
Oh, well, actually, funny enough, I have a million HDMIs because now I'm not using any of these fucking things. But
ports.
That's true.
Though,
that's in like TVs to put them on. So I think I'm finally also because PS5s and 4s just have like PlayStation Plus and they stream a lot of old PlayStation 1 classics. Like I'm
Well, now you have a roommate that has a PS5.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
asshole.
Plus the PS4, like I never play those old things anyway. I always think like I'll get nostalgic and want it, but like it's really probably once every 2 years that I'll whip out like.
That's the most first world problem ever.
No, I've just moved recently, and as far as things I'm getting rid of, I think as far as my hoarding, I think I'm ready to finally let go of all my old game systems I don't use anymore, Mark.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
How many? I still have a 360. That's what I use.
Right. That's what, like a lot of us
All
have.
I got.
360.
That's all. That's what
I'm
I'll
going
be
back
done.
and playing like I just played Madden 13 last night.
Ooh, was
it was
probably
fun
way
'cause you
better
could
than it
run.
is now because like arcade.
Yeah,
Madden's
it's just
got
the same
so
as
hard.
Madden 22. It's just the same.
It's gonna be shitty though when you actually look back and it's gonna feel like NFL Extreme. And you're like, why were they letting us do flips and just pass interfere? You know? Because
What's your favorite game system of all time, or is it just the newest one?
I mean, nostalgic for me. I feel like I just had the most fun on PlayStation 1 and 2.
Mine was PS2, but it's probably just because I was like a middle schooler.
Yeah,
and
I
high
mean
schooler.
that's just hit at the right time for us age wise.
Nostalgia for sure. I'll agree with that, but I'll clip into the Xbox 360 and the PS3. It's just for like Modern Warfare 2 and like
I do have a lot of hours on Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 3.
yeah. I mean, like there's you get those like Just Cause games and you get the
That's true, actually.
I don't know.
I mean, in general, PlayStation, yeah.
Biggest
But as
cock
far as
tease of all time
nostalgia,
was
totally agree
Dreamcast.
with you guys.
Dreamcast.
No, that was the biggest cock tease. It just sucked. It was supposed to be cool, but it just was not.
Similar with
Dreamcast was like good for like Crazy Taxi or something.
I think that's the only game they had.
and I'm pretty sure that's now on PlayStation. Sonic was that
The
I don't know.
Simpsons game. Simpsons Taxi Driver.
I think they're all taxi based.
Taxi.
Everything on the Dreamcast was a taxi.
For some
It's like,
reason, we're just
we can do
taxi
one
based.
thing.
Thanks for tuning into the Urban Hermit podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate and review. If you want more content, check out everything from the Majestic Jam Network. I'm Not Crazy, Urban Hermit, Cult Classics, and until then, we'll check you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.